Hello! I'm so excited about this episode of Beyond the Baseboards. My name is Erik Miller. I'm a mortgage loan officer and real estate expert. And today we're going to be going through the historic district of Phoenix. Now check it out. Okay, let me just show you these pictures. All right, you can see this. That's nice. All right. Okay, so now, because this podcast is going to be about the historic district, I figure it would be great if I just talked in like old English. See that, like old house, old speech. Okay, so I'm just going to do the rest of this intro in older speech. That's why this podcast is going to giveth thee delightful information, and maketh thine opportunity for thee to increase the depth of thine understanding. Thee shall be delighted with the outcome and delivery of hath said information. The historic district has such a variety of homes in there is a richness yon ye can't find it anywhere else in Phoenix. Our tour guide through the historic homes the present day is Jessica Sanchez. The lady is a top real estate agent who isn't specialized in these fustier homes, and the lady liveth in one. Not only yawned, but the lady has some of the most wondrous home history home tourist videos on YouTube. So thee shouldeth forsooth check it out her channel. Speaking of which, pray thee stayeth for the whole video. Droppeth a comment, liketh, and subscribe. Blah blah blah. Thee knowest thy drilleth. Intro finisheth. Welcome to Beyond the Baseboards. I really appreciate you being here, and you are an expert in the historic district of Phoenix. And as I've shared with you, one of your like amazing qualities is you find a way to make the houses, like, you turn them into a thing. Like you're able to generate interest around the houses as their own story and their own interest. Does that come because the houses are so unique, or is that just something that you thought would be best to apply in your real estate business?
I don't think that I realized that I was doing it. I think it came from me just thinking about what it would feel like and what your lifestyle would be like inside the home. So I kind of think about, what would morning coffee look like? What would I do in the neighborhood, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. So you work in the primarily in the historic district. What's they have? There's a million neighborhoods. What's your favorite neighborhood and why?
My favorite historic district downtown is FQ Story. I just think it's so cute. The houses have so much character. They're like mid-sized, and it's kind of just the perfect mix.
What makes a home considered to be a historic home?
The way that I understand it in Phoenix is that there are homes that have historical significance, that the home will actually have a plaque on it, and you can, find out more information about what that significance is and why. And then if your house is within the historic districts, then it's automatically considered a historic home. So you're kind of just grouped in it if you're within one of those historic districts. And then those are all kind of protected by the Historic Preservation Society.
What are some things that buyers should know or be aware of before buying a historic home?
It's an older home. There's definitely going to be quirks to it. As opposed to buying a newer home, you're probably going to have to put a little bit more care into it. Also, with the Historic Preservation Society, there are rules as far as what you can change on the outside of the house. And you really can't do anything that would, change the historic significance. So anything as far as the architecture on the front of the house, from my understanding, you can't change. But I don't really know generally why you would want to. If you're buying a historic home, it's because you like the historic charm that they have.
Mm-hmm. What like What's the average sales price for a historic home, and is there a premium or is there a discount when you're getting one?
The price ranges are really big. You could start probably in the mid 300s in the Garfield district,
Okay.
and then you could move all the way up to the most expensive one, which is in Canto Palmcroft, and you could be at a couple $1 million.
Wow.
I would say there's more of a premium because there's such scarcity. We can't build any more. There's only a certain amount. And obviously the people that are moving here from out of state are growing and growing, and we can't build more. So I think that the scarcity will continue to drive the prices up.
It's funny because you get into one of these historic houses, and depending on, it's almost like it has fingerprints from the last owner and other previous owners, right? So it's a matter of like maybe 3 owners ago that guy had no taste or that gal had no taste. So the next owner like tore it all up and then, fixed and did this. And then like the third owner either maintained it or didn't take care of it. It's got fingerprints, right? It's got like, it's fabulous. And so when you're doing like a home inspection, how does the home inspector, do you think, take account for all of the different, history and all the changes and stuff? Because I imagine that when people buy these things, and this is really my next question, there's things they like about certain things and things that they don't. How do you counsel them to like say, this is something you can change, this is something you should keep, so that they don't end up like inadvertently scrapping something that makes the house really special?
Hello there. I love this video because it's a bit old-timey, and obviously I came in on a portal, and the old-timey way to open portals is to do it with your feet. Portal open kick! I don't know why that... Anyway.
Gonna have a long-winded answer to this.
Well, that's good because that's the world's longest question.
It was. It's like a 5-point question. First off,
in my own head, I was like, nope, I just asked the question. I'm going.
Keep going. Our house is in the Fairview Historic District that we bought last year, where I am now. And I didn't even know this about the house, but our next door neighbors saw it before it was remodeled. And they told us that we have newer wood floors. There were old wood floors, the original ones, and they took the wood floors and ripped them out and put in the new wood floors. But there are pieces of the wood, and you can see actual little like skinny wood slabs, the way they used to do wood floors, that they made as the mantle to the fireplace in our bedroom. And I would have never had any idea that they saved and reused that wood and that it's still in the house. And I think that that's so cool.
It is cool. Why do you think they tore up the whole floor and put in a whole new wood floor? Just so they could heat it, or what? Why would they do that when they can clearly reuse the wood in some capacity?
I think at a certain point, if it hasn't been taken care of, eventually it's going to have to either be completely refinished or just taken out. I also think the floors now are a lot more practical, easy to keep clean, more quiet. They don't squeak, that kind of a thing. So I think they did it as a way to update the house, be more practical, but also save a little bit of the history.
When you guys were looking at buying a historic home, did you want to put some stuff in it, or were you looking in like, I really would like to just move in and paint?
We were open to both. We went as far as to finding a house that was very on the low side of our budget, but the entire thing needed to be remodeled. We had a contractor in there looking to tear out walls and this and that, and then just figured out that I work from home. Where am I going to work when the construction guys are here all day for months? And just figured that wasn't going to work. So we ended up with this house, which really needed no work. All we've done is paint. So it's been great.
I wonder, from a buyer standpoint, when you have buyers that specifically want a historic house, I heard this thing about Jeeps, where they said that, Jeep owners, they like the little stuff that like breaks down or the little stuff that you got to fix. Like that's a part of their experience in owning a Jeep. Do you think that's true for historic homeowners where they like fixing it or finding little things? Is that part of the joy of owning a house that's older like that?
I think so. I think it probably takes a certain type of person because it is going to be a little bit more maintenance. Another story about our neighbors is that the wife was telling me that the husband tried to learn how to restore historic kind of windows. They're single pane, they're not really practical, but if you have them in your historic house, you want to keep them. So I guess he spent months trying to restore one of these windows and it didn't end up working out anyways, but it's like, like a fun project.
Yeah, he tried it and it didn't work. So you have single pane windows.
We do not, but most of them do. And that's one of those things where a buyer might want to come in and take them out because it's not practical. But that's one of the most beautiful things about historic homes can be the windows. And it's actually an FQ story. You'll see these windows, huge windows that are really unique shapes. That take up, a whole portion of the front of the house, and it just makes it really beautiful and unique.
What's the most popular kind of historical? Is there different kinds of historic homes?
Yeah, there's probably like 20 different types, and you'll kind of see them repeated, and you'll see certain kinds more often in certain historic districts. I don't know the numbers as far as if there's one that there are more of than the other, but I know there's Spanish style, there's Mediterranean style, there's ranch style, there's bungalow, which you'll see a lot like on Roosevelt, those big houses with the big porches nice. And the columns in the front.
Uh-huh.
Drop it a comment, like it, and subscribe. Blah, blah, blah. Thee knowest thy drilleth.